So good morning, my dear friends. Today we are going to talk on cervical spine fixation. So far we have discussed about the fixation of the your lumbar area. Then we have also discussed about the thoracic spine. Today we will be talking about the of your other vertebrae, and we have already discussed that in cervical spine most of the time it is not the pedicle screw fixation rather than lateral mass fixation which is more important. The fixation of the craniocervical junction is somehow different. Fixation of the craniocervical means occiput, C1 and C2, that area, this is known as craniocervical area, that is somehow different than that of your subaxial part. So we will be talking about the subaxial fixations. So fixations between C1, C2, fixations of craniocervical with occiput to C2, these are a bit different. Various techniques are there, Goel techniques are there, then your wiring techniques are there, Gale techniques are there. So many techniques are there. So we will be talking on this subject later on. Today we will be more confining to subaxial part which are similar, because as we already discussed that the C1 vertebra is somehow different from the C2 and is different from C3. So C3 onwards the vertebrae are having similar characteristics. So we will keep aside this for C1 and C2 part. But today we will be talking more on your subaxial part. So subaxial vertebrae means C3 to C7. These vertebrae are subaxial vertebrae. They are typical in the sense that they have a common characteristics among them. As such, these vertebrae can be differentiated from the other vertebra in the sense that you have a foramen transversarum. Somehow it is broken, it is not here. But anyway, foramen transversarum is here. Yes. Anyway, we will be talking about the lateral mass fixation today. In the vertebra, these are the things that the cervical vertebra one can differentiate with the presence of your hole. That is the more characteristic features, that the hole is not present in the thoracic and the lumbar vertebra, and the very important structure is going through it is the vertebral artery. So vertebral artery injury can be managed during our surgery, but it has got very long lasting consequence on the brain and the other part. So at any cost one should not damage this artery, because it has got a long consequence on the human mobility. So that is why we try to save it. And it is true on the sense that if you look at the cervical vertebra, this part is pedicle. This is body, this is pedicle, this is lamina, and this is your lateral mass. I will tell you what this lateral mass means to us. Now you can make out from this appearance of this vertebra that the pedicle is very small, this pedicle. But here it is broken, the one part is broken here, that is we are unable to see the foramen here. But there is a foramen here. That foramen like this is there. So now this foramen is there, it has got, see in this vertebra also you can make out, typical vertebra, we are not having a typical vertebra anyway, foramen. So the pedicle is somehow in between. So in between the pedicle, this pedicle here, this is pedicle here, you have this vertebral artery lying over here, and you have the cord lying over here. So it is very difficult to put this screw through the vertebra. It is well and good if one can put a screw through the pedicle up to the body. That will necessarily give a good anchorage and big fixation. But truth is that you have this artery over here, and you have the vertebral cord over there. So you have a very narrow zone of safety or working zone. And this narrow zone is so much so that violating of this axis may lead to a dangerous consequence. Yes, but people are trying, they are getting good result also. But What is more important to understand that is it very important to risking ourselves to have a good anchorage? Certainly no. Why no? Because you know that in cervical spine, the appearance size of this vertebra itself indicates what? That necessarily this vertebra is not designed to take maximum weight. The weight is being borne by this vertebra is only head and upper part, neck part. But if you go down below, the increase of the size of the vertebra and subsequently bigger size in the L5 vertebra indicates that progressively it bears more weight. So necessarily the vertebra which are bearing more weight, you need a good construct also. Which is not true in case of cervical spine, because you do not need a very rigid fixations. They are very strong fixations like your lumbar area or thoracic area, because it does not bear much weight. So many times, so safe zone is to go for the fixations at the lateral mass. Now what is lateral mass? We'll talk about it. What is this? We'll define this part and we'll talk about the fixations of this mass, because this zone is somehow safe zone. So you are away from the vertebral artery, you are away from the cord also. So necessarily your functioning zone is somehow lying outside the danger zone. So necessarily it is true that this construct is also very good one. It is nothing that it is not a very construct not good, but it is a equally very good stability also. So it is not mandatory to go for a pedicle screw fixations in the subaxial area, but it can easily address with better fixations in the lateral mass fixation, lateral mass. Now we will show you lateral mass, where it is, how it is going, and what is the relations of the vital structures with lateral mass. So let us concentrate this area. So this in this one can make out that this is your C1. So this is C2. This is C1. This is C2. This is C1. This is C2. This is C1 and this is C2, and subsequently all are your subaxial vertebra. These are all subaxial vertebra. Subaxial vertebra. Now, if you look at this thing here you will find where this is. So, if you look at this your part, that is C1, C2. C2 is more prominent. One can make out the C2 with the help of your prominence of your spinous process. One can palpate it. And there is cruciate ligament, cruciate and muscles are there, very important muscles. So many times you do not dissect this part. We try to preserve it to maintain the cervical lordosis. Then C3 onward, the C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. Yes, we will be talking about this part. So these have got similarities. Now from posterior side we were exposing this part. This is spinous process. C7 is much big. C2 is also big. Others are a bit small. So if you look at this your spinous process, if you go down below, you will find a part is coming where there is a junction, such a slope is there. See, suddenly it is sloping. The slope is there, and there is a then the plateau is there. So this is some sort of depression is here. This depression is in between the lateral mass and the lamina. So this is spinous process. This is spinous process. This you dissect it laterally, you will find a junctional groove will be there. The groove is filled. Yes or no? This, if you go, it is a groove. Then again a mass is there. So this is the groove of landmark of junction between the lamina and the lateral mass. Now lateral mass is defined as the part of the bone. Grossly it is a quadrangular in shape. Grossly it is almost quadrangular in shape. Medially it is bordered by that group between the lamina and the lateral mass. This is the group. Yes, one can make out this group here. So this part is this is your superior articular surface, this is your inferior articular surface, and this is a lateral border. So this area between two superior and inferior articular surface, medially bordered by the groove, and laterally this is lateral border, this is you call lateral mass. So this part is known as lateral mass of the cervical spine. Sometimes there may be a question in the theory also, what is the lateral mass of the cervical spine? There from the lamina, if you go laterally, you will find a groove is there, and that groove is there. Superiorly is bounded by superior articular surface, inferiorly bounded by inferior articular surface, and laterally free border. So this quadrangular area is known as the lateral mass. Okay. Now, what are the important structures correlating each other? So if you look at this your lateral mass, what are the important structures correlated? One important structure, if you look at this your anteriorly, you will find this is the vertebral artery. Yes or no? This vertebral artery, what is the relation with this? If you look at the side, so vertebral artery is locating at the medial half of the quadrangular space, quadrangular part, that is lateral mass. So anteriorly, so in this area, in this region, medial half, anteriorly you do have this part, vertebral artery. That means vertebral artery is locating anterior to the medial half of the lateral mass. Yes. So necessarily while you are going for any screw fixation there, so you cannot go straight. So if you go straight, definitely you are going to damage it. So you must have orientation. That is why it is also important. I have said that is a safe part. It is true, but you have to be in safe zone also to keep everything safe. So what is the safe zone? That your orientation to the vertebral artery is lying in the medial half of the lateral mass anteriorly. Now there is another thing, important structure which is nearby is your root. Now root is, what is the relationship of the root with that of your lateral mass? The root is coming like this in direction. So in this direction this root is coming like. See this? Yes, it is the root. Yes or no? What is the direction? The direction is like this. So more or less this zone is not very safe for you. So if you go straight in this region, there is a possibility you may cause the injury. Now what is interesting, that if you, now what will be the safe zone? So if you are entering here, if you are entering this area and go to this side obliquely in parallel to the facet joint, so you are in the safe zone. Getting my point? No. So if I am going like this in this axis, just parallel to this, this is the facet joint axis. So if you are passing a screw or point over here, entry, and if you go like this, keeping parallel to that of your facet joint, so you are in the safe zone. Got my point? So now you must make yourself clear that what is the lateral mass. The lateral mass is a part medially at the junctions of your lamina, laterally free borders, lateral border of the vertebra, superiorly superior articular surface, inferiorly inferior articular surface. This quadrangular part of the bone is known as lateral mass. But the lateral mass, though grossly it is safe, even then the important structures also lying. The medial half anteriorly, you have this your vertebral artery, and this your root is coming like this. So root is like this anteriorly. So you have to make this thing clear. Now techniques. There are Roy Camilli is the person who has devised this concept of your lateral mass fixation. But as you know, from this point of view, that you are in the safe zone, even then you have to be very careful to have this trajectory in the safe zone. So if you go straight, necessarily you will be endangering either the root or the vertebral artery. So necessarily your trajectory should be somehow oblique. And obliquity to some extent is just like parallel to the facet joint. So if you look at this facet joint in the cervical spine, they are different. They are having the axis like this. See, this is the axis. See, oblique. This is oblique. Yes or no? This is the facet joint obliquity. But see, this is facet joint here in the thoracic area. See this, they are like this, overlapping. And on the other hand, in the lumbar area, it is a. So the facet joint orientations are different in the cervical spine, different in the thoracic spine, different in the lumbar spine. So lumbar spine, it is like this. Yes. Now if you look at this, it is like this. On the other hand, it is oblique like this. The 30 degree almost is going like this. So it is oblique. Another overlapping, another is side to side. So these are the orientations of the. This is also important to understand that this gives a guidance, gross guidance of your screw trajectory. And in the cervical spine, as I mentioned, that this is sitting oblique. So now what is the technique? There are 2, 3, 4 techniques are there actually, but as you know, the Roy Kennelly is the person who has a lot of contributions in the techniques of evolutions of the techniques of your lateral mass fixation. Subsequently, somehow being modified, and people are selecting. But grossly speaking, they keeping in mind the important structures anteriorly, the vertebral artery, and and also the root. You have to be very careful. Now, what are the techniques? Now, simple techniques is that, so you are having this quadrangular space. Now, what you are going to do, you divide this quadrangular space into 4 equal halves. Yes, 4 equal halves. So you have to dissect the upper articular surface. This is the joint, and you have to dissect this part also. To this part also, the lower border, upper border and lower border you have dissecting. Now you have already dissected the part of dissecting the muscles to far lateral to the far border. So now you can make out this part very nicely. So dissection is being done such a way you can make out the superior articular surface, inferior articular surface, and also medial border and lateral border. Now this quadrangular piece of bone is in your front. Now what next you are going to do? We will try to divide this quadrangular space into 4 equal halves. So this safe zone will be what? Now what will be safe zone? Tell me. So if you are entering from here, from this area, somehow people are saying that somebody used to take a entry point somehow in the middle, or you can go inferior medial quadrangle. So little bit of modification is there. If you are going a bit straight, the entry point is a bit different. But if you are going more oblique, probably it will be more safe rather than going straight, and that will give long screw better process. So most of the surgeons, they used to prefer to go entry somewhere here, inferior. Somebody used to go from here, but it is somehow locating to the cross-sectional part. Yes. So your safe zone is around this cross-section. You can go little like this, or you can go like this also. Yes. Now what? It is the point over there. Supposing I am entering this here like this point. Now what you are going to do? I am going to do almost 30 degree angulation like this in this plane. Right? 30 degree. Then another thing is that I am going to do almost 15 degree like this. 15-20 degree. So 30 degree like this, almost 15 to 20 like this. This is the angle. So this is like this. This is like this. So your trajectory will be there. But meanwhile, if you are able to differentiate the diatrial joint, you can put a spatula or something like this, a blunt dissector also like this. You can put it like this. Root detector also put it here. That root detector will guide you the direction, because as I tell you that the direction of the trajectory of this screw will be just parallel to that of your facet joint. So trajectory will be there that you are going to pass is like this and go like this. So 15 degree, this is 30 degree, and this is almost 15 degree. So like this. So many times while you are doing so, this point, this spinous process used to come into view. So you have to do some sort of manipulations or to take care that this spinous process sometime coming on the way because you are like this. So it is going to hinge over here. So you have to be a bit careful like this and take care of this part. So you have to go like this. So if you are going, then if you are trajecting like this up to this level, you will find nothing is there. So you are going safely. So you can go through and through this drilling. So one can start the drilling over here and go like this up to opposite cortex. So usually this size is around say 12 to 14 mm. Grossly, most of the breadth and are almost 12 to 14 breadth, depth, and all are somehow variable from 12 to 13 or 14. So this is almost around 13. Almost variability is there with the vertebrae, but grossly speaking, this is around 14. This is also around 13 to 14. Little bit of variation is there, but almost around 12 to 14 all are. So the length of this screw is also around 12 to 14. Very hardly you may need up to 16. So next is what screw you are going to do. So here polyaxial actually screw. The screw is a bit different from that. This actually it is same with that of your polyaxial screw you are using in the lumbar area. So lateral mass screw is 3.5 mm screw. Actually 3.5 small polyaxial one. So if it is a big one, actually smaller size available, not available here. But even then, this is almost same with that of this particular screw, which is polyaxial one, and you have a device to introduce it. So introduction, as I said, you can do drilling. Somebody used to do drilling over here. You can do the drilling up to the that axis, up to opposite cortex, then do the tapping work. Tap. Before that, one can take the measurement also. Measurement you can take with the help of your measuring gauge available with us, which we are using for 3.5 screw. Yes, you can measure the length. Measure the length, then you are going to cross the screw up to the opposite cortex so as to have a bicortical fixation. Bicortical fixation is far better than of your unicortical fixation. That is why you try to go bicortical, and you can traverse it like this opposite cortex. So you can take the measurement, then you can introduce the screw. It is somehow a bit difficult sometimes because of this interference of this your spinous process on the way. So you have to do some sort of maneuver or manipulation sometime, or you can do some sort of modification also, but you cannot change the track. So change the track. So this is the safe way to go through. After that, before fixing it, so usually this is fixed like this. This is the screw like this. Then you can make this screw like this. So screw is like this, but other part is like this. Yes or no? Then you can put the rod over there to have these fixations. But before that, you may need to do the contouring of this rod to give the shape of your cervical orthosis, maintain the cervical orthosis. So this is a very easy technique actually. Truly speaking, one if you try it, it is not a very difficult job. It is somehow easier than the pedicle screw over here. It is somehow easier to do it. People are doing very easily, and it is very easy to do. Expose this part nicely. Find out the bony landmark. The landmarks are the medial border, the superior border, inferior border, and lateral border. All while it is in front of you, things become very easy. So one can do these fixations very easily. Do the cross section equal halves, a 4 quadrangle. Then you introduce from the intermediate, somehow look at into the cross section. So people are going from the center, somebody used to go a bit inferior medially, but whatever it may be, the direction should be parallel to that of your facet joint. And go up to that part, opposite cortex. So opposite cortex, that means it will be superior lateral quadrangle. That's anterior to the superior lateral quadrangle. So entry point is sum of extromedial quadrangle and go to the superlateral quadrangle anteriorly. So posterior to anterior. So one can do it very nicely. So that is a very easy technique which can be done for trauma situations. In trauma situations or the degenerative situations in the spondylosis or compressive cervical myelopathy, where you need to do laminectomy and open it up, then do the fixation. But it is true that always better to do the fixation first than the laminectomy, because you do not do the instrumentation by exposing the cord. There is every possibility that the cord may get injured. So this basic principle is spinal instrumentation is there. Always try to do fixation part first. Then you go for the exposure of the cord, so that there is no chance of injury to the cord. Otherwise, somehow there is a possibility to be injured to the vital structures. So that is the basic principle in doing the instrumentation in the spine. That you first do fixation, then go for the exposure and the decompression. So that is one thing in this thesis. People used to do wiring technique also. There are various techniques earlier days available. Last time your technique we have talked about your drones were passing. So some wiring techniques are available, but these are not very strong device, strong fixations. But this is somehow better and easy to do fixations techniques, and most commonly it is being done. So today's subject is your on lateral mass fixation. Then if you have any question you can ask.